about right there. Boys, I'll just go a few seconds.
You're looking at me already.
It'll mean the world to me. It doesn't matter where this fight takes place. It could be anywhere in the world, but to come to Scotland, I'm happy to do that in front of Josh's own fans. I think it adds that energy to the fight, so I'm just excited to get up there and take all these belts back down to England.
You've waited patiently, all the work in the gym, you're undefeated. What do you bring to the table that Josh won't have seen before? Because obviously he is a very special fighter.
Of course, Josh has seen all the styles, but he's never fought Jack Catterall. I believe on my day, I prepare the best I can. I can show my level and I can beat Josh.
How important a night is it for England as well? Because obviously he's the Scottish hero, but you want to raise the flag, don't you? You want to really make a mark and put your name in the lights, because it's been a sort of a quiet build for you.
Of course, this is not just a massive fight for Josh, it's a massive fight for Great Britain. And don't get me wrong, there'll be a lot of people travelling up from England to Scotland to make the fight, and I think I'll have a really good army there to support me.
And what weaknesses have you seen in Josh, boxing-wise?
We're not going to go too deep into it now, but me, Jamie and Nigel, we've been studying Josh, we've watched his previous fights. I was over there for the Ramirez fight, so there's certainly stuff we can work on and implement to beat Josh come February 26.
We all wish we had been over there for the Ramirez fight. It was quite some night. Just reflect on that quickly for us, Josh. You've got those beautiful belts down there, all of them, the first man in the UK to collect all those. Incredible achievement.
Yeah, it was brilliant. You know, it's a lifetime, achievement. My whole career, since I was like 16 years old, 15, 16 years old, dreamt of becoming world champion. Did I believe becoming undisputed world champion was a realistic goal? Probably not, because I always thought it was the superstars of the sport, and I've surpassed those dreams of becoming world champion and become the UK's first undisputed champion in the four belt era. So it's a massive moment and achievement for me. So yeah, I'm very proud of myself. Yeah.
And now a little bit delayed after the injury. It was going to be next week, now February the 26th, the homecoming. And we all know what a crowd, what an atmosphere we get north of the border. As I mentioned, some of the great fighters we've seen before. It's now your turn to shine. What's it going to be like, and the whole build up to that week? Yeah,
I'm excited to be back in Scotland. It's the first time boxing at home since I won the title against Baranchek, and I think it was May 2019. So yeah, it's just over 2 years. So yeah, it's been a long time since I've boxed at home. The last couple of years, my last two fights have been one in front of no crowd and then one by a very limited crowd. So and no UK fans to travel over to Vegas and that as well. So now I'm back here, homecoming, and
that was a bit of a disappointment for you, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a big disappointment.
Without
disappointment, but at the same time, it was more special for us as well, because it felt like it was just me and my team, and against the whole world. So yeah, it was a sweet victory. So I'm excited to be back here in the Hydro. The Hydro is a cauldron of an atmosphere. So the fans make it a hell of an atmosphere. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Jack made it out to Vegas. Obviously, he waited his turn. You've honoured that. You're giving him the chance. How highly do you regard him as a challenger?
He's a very good fighter. He's 26-0. He's been knocking on the door for world titles for a couple of years now. He stepped aside to let me fight Ramirez. But it wasn't all the good out of his heart. There was method in his madness. He knew that by him being able to step aside, he gets a crack at all the titles. I've worked my backside off to achieve these goals, beat champion after champion, undefeated champion, and this guy's getting a shot at the lottery in one fight. So it's my job to make sure that he doesn't get anywhere near it, and he won't.
Very good fighter. You've been in with other good fighters. You've seen the styles through amateur and professional. Is it a case of you've got to make a statement in February, because there's some huge blockbuster fights on the horizon? We obviously saw Terence Crawford the other week against Sean Porter. Both at super lightweight, at welterweight. There's a ton of names out there for some incredible nights ahead for you if you get it right. Yeah,
but I'm not thinking about that. Everybody seems to be asking me what's next after Jack Catterall. They seem to be overlooking Jack. Me and my team are the only people that aren't looking over him. We know he's a very good fighter, dangerous fighter, very talented. So I've learnt from fighters in recent history as well. When they look over their opponents, it all goes wrong. It all goes head over heels, you know. So yeah, it's a fight that I can't afford to look past, and I'm definitely not, and never do that with any of my opponents. So I'm not even want to talk about what's happening next. I've got to get past Jack first. So this is what's got my full attention and focus, and I've said this numerous of times in different interviews.
Boxing all about levels, Jack. You've proved it time and time again. At this level, now you've got to step up. This is a jump up for you, but is it something that you've always felt you can do with the potential that you've been given?
Of course, I've beat everybody domestically. Every challenge that's been put in front of me I've accepted. Got moved to mandatory position for the WBO title, and I've been reaching for that shot for over 2 years now. So, like we said before, we agreed to step aside so Josh could fight Ramirez, and the universe has come tenfold. I don't only get to challenge for the WBO, I get to challenge for all the belts. It is a step up, but it's a step up that I'm ready for.
Is that why you did it? Because you thought he'd win all the belts and then you could have all the treasure come February?
There was always the risk of Josh moving up. If Ramirez would have won, vacating the WBO title, but as a business decision with the team, it made more sense to let Josh fight Ramirez and potentially fight the winner. But we're sat here now, so it's on.
What did you think that night in Vegas in May, watching him?
Josh will tell you, I was there fight week. I was supporting Josh for this fight to be made, so it was a good fight, great fight. We went out there, I spent a couple of weeks in Vegas training, we went to the fight, but yeah, all good.
Now you've got to go and beat him. Have you got the sparring, do you think, to manage that? You've got obviously a number of weeks. It's going to be a very hard Christmas for you as you build up to February. Everything's got to go right in camp, hasn't it? Yeah,
everything's got to go right. We've been, not just this next 11, 12 weeks, I've been working for this fight pretty much all year. We had a little break last week, let the body recover. We go again, we've got all the sparring partners. Every box will be ticked come fight night. There'll be no excuses on my side. How do you win? And when will you win? I win by turning up to the Glasgow February 26th and being Jack Catterall. On points or by stoppage? It doesn't matter to me. However them belts come back, I can go up there. If I can stop Josh, happy days. Beat him on points, all good. Josh, lots of respect, cheering you on in Vegas. He won't be cheering you on in the next few weeks. He'll be working to take your belts, your treasure and everything. Yeah, definitely. I've got a lot of respect for Jack, he knows that. Vice versa as well, he's got a lot of respect for me. But as of now, you know, he's my enemy. I hate his guts. You know, I'm ready to go out here and fight him. You know, I'm not his friend now. But having said that, I've got a lot of respect for him. He's a great guy, and you know, this side, we put the fondness aside now, and it's all business and getting towards a fight. You know, the mindset changes towards Jack now, and I'm just ready to get in there already. You know, I'm ready to get in there already. You know, if the fight was next week, I'd be ready. I know a lot of people are talking about beyond February. You don't want to. You want to concentrate on that. But there is the pressure from Top Rank, from Sky and everyone that you're going to be the star, that you're going to have these big fights and nights ahead. Do you think that just adds to it, or you take that in your stride? I just take it with a pinch of salt. I don't listen to any of it. You know, I've got my own goals, you know, and I know I've got goals and ambitions to become a two-weight world champion, which is what I want to do. Once I take care of Jack and do it in good fashion, is which is what I believe I'm going to do. I'll move up to welterweight and challenge for a weight up there and become a two-weight world champion. But I take all that with a pinch of salt. It's I've got a massive fight here in front of Jack. Jack's in front of me. He's trying to take my belts, and if it doesn't go well, that's all that out the window. You know, it's back to the drawing board and see what happens next. So all that, forget about that. Stop asking me about that. I hope everybody stops asking me about what's happening next. Jack Catterall's happening next. Exemplary attitude. I will ask you how the fight goes. Do you win on points or by stoppage? Is it your time to shine here? I don't know. We'll see what comes. If the stoppage is there, I'll take it. You know, I'm a good finisher. When someone's hurt, I'll take it. But I'm not going to go out looking for it. As long as I get the W, which I believe I will, and the belts stay here and they're not going anywhere. You're taking the belts back to Lancashire? They're coming back to Charlie. No question? No question. And for you? They're tucked up at home? Keep dreaming. Fantastic, exemplary attitude, wonderful respect. Great to see that, isn't it?